Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I am Sarah, and I will be your guide today through this tarot journey. I'm back today after a hellish few days, and I've been sharing. I shared, I think, on Monday's video, I believe it was, and I shared last night in some posts, and I'll be sharing in more detail on Patreon later today when I get the chance to sit down and really write out what's been going on. One of the things that's happening before we get into the tarot cards is the Schumann resonance is spiking like crazy and has been since at least April 30th. And so we've been feeling these changes. There's a sense right now of dehydration. There's a sense of sort of detachment from the physical reality. There's a sense of going deeper into oneself and that self-exploration. There is a sense of really shedding the ego and really being able to step back from situations and circumstances that you've created, that you've magnetized to you in your life through your belief systems, through your thoughts. I would say especially that with the primary people in your life, including your divine counterpart. And there is just a lot of, there's headaches going on right now, crown chakra activations, heart chakra activations, fluttering, that flustered feeling, the butterflies in the stomach. A lot of feminines are feeling like you're going back to the start. It's like that Coldplay Scientist song. It's like the memories of going back to that flush of just passion and intense love and desire on such a deeper level when you first met your counterpart, and then knowing that this was something different, that this was just something so unique and so rare. And I really do think the masculines are starting to realize the rarity of this connection and that it's something to hold on to and it's not something to push away. So I really wanted to dive into some cards today because I really felt this intense need to just get a message out to the collective. I took yesterday off because yesterday was really hard physically for me. I was feeling a lot of physical symptoms and sensations that were quite uncomfortable. And so I really just needed to sit with those, and I really needed to just sort of allow myself to be in that place of reflection and also just self-care. So I do want to encourage you guys to eat more greens, eat lightly, more fruits, more vegetables. Raw is good. I know it's not fun to eat salads all the time, but just fruits and vegetables, definitely some raw fruits and veggies. Get them in the form of fresh juices, which have minerals and hydrate you, because dehydration is a symptom right now. Just like rapid heartache, rapid heartbeat, heartache, heartache as well. And you may find you're sleeping a lot, or you may find the opposite, that you can't sleep. So I just want to encourage you guys to really listen to your body at this time and to really tap into that deeper truth of what is actually going on in the outer world. Try to detach from the fear, try to detach from the news, detach from what you're seeing or hearing on TV or social media. And honestly, if you're called to step away from social media, I highly encourage that at this time right now. So today is the 5/5 portal. If I have the date correctly, it's May 5th. Yes, it's May 5th. So is that right? Yeah, 30. Yep, today's May 5th. So we have the 5/5 portal, a very potent portal. I think one of the most potent portals, and it really talks about everything that really speaks to everything I've just been talking about. So we're going to get into more detail here. I do want to let you guys know that I am pretty booked up solid for readings for May, but if I do decide to open them, I will let you know. So that means that I'll be opening up again in June for personal readings. So it's best just to hold off at this time and just wait until I'll announce that at the end of May, because I do want to get caught up with these readings. And if I happen to get caught up and I happen to have spaces, I will let you guys know. But I'm also feeling a call to rest here after I complete these May readings. So I may just take a week from personal readings where I just give myself a break. And I think a lot of readers are feeling this. The intensity has been just crazy. So And I want to thank everybody over on Patreon. I want to thank my moderators. I want to thank you all for being here. So the first thing I want to do is share with you guys. This is from the Osho Zen Tarot. I did a reading for myself last night, very late actually, and I just felt really called to this tarot deck. And I asked several questions, but in regards to, I asked, what does my counterpart most need me to know at this time? And I think this is pertinent. This is going to resonate really, really highly for some of you. It was a highly charged reading. And so what I got here, okay, was the Patience card flew out first. So this is the Patience card in this deck. It's the Seven of Pentacles. And oftentimes you see the Seven of Pentacles as it's like a sprouted plant and it's being watered, and it's kind of like a boiling pot of water, or the cookie. One of our viewers, I can't remember who suggested that. It might have been Lynn, but it was so funny because it's like the masculines are cooking, they're baking in the oven. Would you pull out the chocolate chip cookies, vegan of course, and gluten-free if you're me? Poor me, gluten-free. I miss bread. But would you pull out the cookies if they were undone or they were not done enough? No, you want them gooey but not too gooey. Okay, so it's sort of that idea of you've created this beautiful foundation, and the masculine is saying, I know that you've created this beautiful foundation, and this is a very fertile ground that we're walking on or walking into. Very beautiful energy. The masculine is asking for understanding at this time. This is actually the page of, yes, this is the Page of Cups. This is the Page of Cups. And pages, as you guys have heard me say, can often indicate or symbolize a young person or just somebody who's young in their head space, right? Or even their heart space, maybe who hasn't had a lot of worldly experience, unlike the king or the queen or even the knight who's a little further along on their path. But if you notice in this card, the bird is breaking free. The bird has managed to widen the bars here of the cage, and the other birds are saying, come, like, it's okay out here. You know, it's okay to be free. It's okay to release yourself from the past. But he's very close to flying away from that which has contained him and imprisoned him. So I honestly, this was such a clear message. And I feel like the masculine saying, I know it's been many moons since we've been together, we've actually talked, or we've seen each other, or we've been able to, you know, caress each other and be in each other's embraces and kiss each other and just be in each other's presence and feel each other's energy. And I just want you to know that I think you're this beautiful, incredible goddess. And he's also thanking the feminine for the foundation that she's created in this connection and the light that she brings that guides him home. So, you know, this is all the feminines guiding the masculines, you know, one at a time, guiding them home. You know, the feminines have sort of bonded together at this time in many, many ways. Many feminines are working on projects together. Many feminines are really just in this place of, you know, Three of Pentacles energy. Like, I want to work together. I want to create. They're really delving into that sacral chakra energy of creation. And this is definitely the energy of creation too, the energy of bringing something to fruition. So you see that the ripples here in the waves, it's just indicative of the changes that one goes through throughout the cycles. And the cycle that you're in, I know it's the Patience card and that can be frustrating to see, but I'm actually interpreting this as the masculine saying, just wait because I'm coming home. Please wait for me. I am on my way, and I'm letting you know that I just require a little bit more understanding and a little bit more time to really free myself from the past. As I've stated before, these masculines who are stepping into their most authentic integrity do not want to come forward if they're still attached to the past. They want to be totally free and clear when they come forward to the feminine so that they can offer you something solid. So if they're still going through a divorce, if they're still working out, let's say they weren't married, but maybe they were in some sort of like a civil marriage, a civil law marriage or something where they were together with someone, they share children, they share property, they share business. They want to work all of that out so that you don't have to be burdened with any of that stress or drama. And they also want to emotionally free and emotionally heal themselves so that when they do come forward to you, it's very much a clean slate, you know, where they can present themselves. I just see a masculine with a clean cut, you know, crew cut, a haircut, just coming from the barber shop. And dressed nicely, casual but nicely, like a nice pair of jeans, maybe even a jacket, you know, like a nice jacket, sports jacket, and just being really proud of himself and being like, look, I mean, I've worked on myself. And it's going to reflect on the outside, and it's going to look like your masculine has aged backward, just like it's looking like you are aging backwards as well. The masculine appearing really fresh in this picture, this vision that I'm getting. So the next two cards that came out, this is actually the Knight of Wands. And this is a knight who's very certain, very sure, and also very confident in what he wants and who he wants. And I've always seen this, as I said in Monday's reading, I've seen this as the energy of moving through, it looks like saran wrap, like a very tough layer of saran wrap. And this person's just pushing through, like, I'm going to push through any barriers, any obstacles to my happiness and to get to you. And nothing is holding this person back. There's a velocity here, right? There's a force behind this person that's pushing them forwards. There is no going backwards for this person. There's no catapulting backwards. So once they move forward, they're going forward indefinitely. And that's really, really a message that needs to come through clearly for the feminines, especially those who are, just tired of the waiting, tired of this sort of suspension energy where everything just seems, it's like the energy is in suspension right now, and everything just seems to be suspended in midair. And it's like a hot summer day, and you're just waiting. When you're in those hot summer days, it feels like one day blends into the next, and that's sort of the energy right now. It feels like every day is much like the last, and each day we're waiting for something to change. We're waiting for something to shift, and it just hasn't happened yet. So a lot of feminines are feeling very impatient for some action. And honestly, I myself am beginning to feel very physically unwell in this state of separation. So I wonder if anyone else is feeling that way. And I know some of you are, because you've reached out to me in emails. And even if I'm not able to personally respond to all of those emails, I've read them, and I thank you so much for just reaching out and letting me know that you do feel me and that you are resonating, and letting me know that I'm not alone also. So I really appreciate the effort that each and every one of you has taken to let me know. This is the King of Pentacles, my favorite king in the deck, my favorite representation of the divine masculine. Now, the Emperor card also came out last night, and I think the Emperor came out on Monday. So the Emperor's been sneaking out too. And in this card, or in this deck, also the Eight of Wands came up. This was one of the first cards to come up. And this to me is like I said, what is my divine masculine? What does he feel about, because I sent a message. What does he feel about the message I sent? And this was the one that came up immediately. So traveling. So the masculines want to travel to the feminines. They're like, I want to travel. I am traveling to you. Just hold tight. Okay, so let me see. I would like to get the Emperor card. Anybody else having sinus congestion? This is awful. So tired of sinus congestion. Okay, let's see. It's going to be one of the last ones. Come on now. Come on. Where are you at? Oh, that's the Rebel. It's the Rebel in this deck. Okay, so I find that interesting. This is the Rebel card, and look, he's breaking free from the chains. So we've got the King of Pentacles, right? And this is the king, the abundant king, but he's abundant in all areas of his life. So he's not just abundant monetarily. This is not a king who's just focused solely on the money, solely on the big house, solely on the fancy car, solely on the vacation, solely on the 3D. Even though the Pentacles does talk about the three-dimensional world, this is a king who has abundance and has manifested it on every level. So in his relationships, in his work, yes, money monetarily, but also happiness. He's abundant in happiness. He's abundant in joy. You can see his little Buddha belly. He's abundant in food and good, drinks and whatever those drinks are. Some masculines are sober now. So, and he's also sitting on a book here. So he's very well versed. In another deck, in the Light Seers deck, you see the King of Pentacles sitting in a library, and he's got his dog and a fire by his side. And I always just see him as sitting across from friends and family and just enjoying the bounty that life is offering him. So there's a really beautiful energy here of just peace and happiness. And this energy, with the Emperor coming in as well, he's breaking free from the chains of society. He's breaking free. He's like, I don't give a damn what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to do what I want to do and what I need to do. So there's a rebellious nature right now connected to the masculines. And that might be part of what the feminine's feeling. And if you're having these sort of anxious attacks or anxious thoughts, feminine, like I've been having, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's this very almost uncontrollable energy where you're just... it's like the anxiety is very high. And part of that is the Schumann resonance, the vibrational energies that we feel here on Earth that sort of trickle down, right, from the solar system. And we are here in this third dimension, but like our bodies are here, but the third dimension is feeling heavier and heavier and more of a pain. It's feeling more of a burden to those of us who are ascending rapidly, and we are ascending rapidly now, guys. The ascension symptoms are getting heavier, they're getting more pronounced. It's getting harder and harder to function in this third dimensional society, this third dimensional world. And so many feminines are having to rest. Many feminines are taking days off of work. Feminines are just really having to be true and honest to yourself at this time. Do a lot of self-care, practice healing, and make sure that you understand the wounds that you're carrying, the triggers that are affecting you, not just in your relationship with your counterpart, but in all of your relationships. So I want to tune into the Quantum Oracle here. And I'd like to get a message here of advice for the feminine. So we got some energies here from the masculine. I mean, look, 2 cards here of breaking free, of freeing himself. So even though this was a personal reading I did for me, I felt like I have to share at least some of these cards. It was about 25 cards I pulled, but I have to share some of these cards with my collective, with my viewers, because it was just so energized. Look at that, planning and action. Joyous fun. I wasn't going to take these, but look at that. Planning and action and joyous fun. This is the energy that feminine you are asked to be in at this time, to assist in the manifestation of all of this coming forward, of your King of Pentacles showing up, the Emperor energy, the rebellious energy, the traveling, the look, 2 cards of travel, planning and action, and then travel. Okay, this is like fast moving energy. The 8 of Wands can also sometimes be a chaotic energy, as I've mentioned before. So it can kind of be like, which direction do I want to go? Because a lot of these masculines are starting to feel really excited again. Excited about life, excited about the prospect of happiness, excited about the prospect of their freedom, excited about being able to finally live a life on their terms. That it's like, oh my God, which way do I go? What do I do first? It's kind of like a puppy dog, a puppy. It's a puppy wagging his tail and like, I don't know where to go. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Oh, that's the energy that's coming through. And it's really beautiful, it's really innocent, and it's really joyous. So feminines, when you can get in this mode of receiving this energy, this is what I'm hearing, receiving the masculines are in this energy. So feminines, get in the energy of receiving this energy, of planning an action from your masculine, of traveling, of having abundance in your connection, of stepping into that mission. It really is time for us to step into our mission. If your masculine has been, oh, okay, wait a second. They just told me this is the feminine's energy. Oh, the feminine. So look, this woman is on stage. She's receiving an award. She's receiving some sort of accolades or attention. But what she really craves is that happy family life of children and the home or the castle and, the husband and the animals and nature. That's what she really craves, okay? Oh my God, there's a deer in this picture and it just took me back to my dream. The dream state is very, very, very highly charged and vivid right now. So I had this crazy dream where I moved into a new place. As you guys know, I'm definitely considering a relocation to another state actually. And oh my gosh, it was crazy. And it actually took me back to one of my best childhood friends who I'm no longer in touch with, and I've lost touch with her. And so that brought a little bit of that Six of Cups energy of just nostalgia, where we watched Dirty Dancing every day all summer long one summer, and just being a child and the innocence and the fun. And yeah, so I woke up kind of with a heavy heart, and looking at this, it just took me back to remembering that there was a deer in my dream. There was a deer. My place that I was moving into was on the second level. I was also climbing trees. Like I was like Peter Pan or something. I don't know if Peter Pan climbs trees, but I was climbing trees with my bare feet and my hands and just kind of going up like a monkey. It was crazy. And I was also shirtless. This is the shit that I dream about. And there was a deer that I remember I looked over and I was like, oh my God, look, there's a deer. Like, it was all these reasons to move into this place. And the place where I'm considering moving to would have wildlife like this. Where I am right now, you don't really see, there's not really a lot of wildlife. There's ocean and beaches. So, there is wildlife, but not that kind of wildlife necessarily, that you don't see it often. So feminine, what are you hiding? What are your true intentions? You need to get really honest about this with yourself, is what I'm hearing. So a lot of feminines are in this energy of like, I'm done, this is over. I don't want to be a twin flame. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to choose a soulmate. I'm just going to go on with my life. And then you get hit, bam, you get hit over the head. Like a pot or a pan just hits you over the head, and you see signs and synchronicities, and they just blow up your life. That's what happens to me every time I've tried to walk away from this journey, which is impossible, because this person is inside of you. This person, this being, okay, this energy exists inside of you. You cannot walk away from it. So feminine, stop lying to yourself, stop deceiving yourselves, because the deception card also wanted to come out. I didn't pull it, but it also wanted to come out. So this is the feminine's energy of being in this deceptive energy. And the masculine can actually see right through it, and he finds it quite humorous at this time. But the feminine sort of being in this back and forth energy is definitely the case. Part of that is the astrology of what's happening through 2021, where a lot of feminines are feeling the need to sort of quote unquote walk away, or they're questioning, was this ever real? Did I make this up in my head? Maybe this was just a karmic relationship or a lesson, or the feminines are having a hard time this year with finding the balance and really just surrendering. So that's an interesting energy, a little harsh energy, feminine. So if you're in that harsh energy, which we're all feeling, or oscillating from feeling that energy to feeling, the unconditional love, the pouring of the unconditional love out of your heart space, and just be mindful. All right, feminines, playing it safe. Yeah, feminines, you are definitely in the energy of trying to play it safe and try. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I can also relate of like, I'm fine, everything's fine. It's kind of like feminine. Some of you are not dreaming big because you don't believe this is going to happen anymore. You're pissed off. You're angry. You feel deceived by readers. You feel deceived by me, maybe. You feel deceived by your intuition. You feel deceived by your counterpart, by God. A lot of feminines are in this mode of questioning everything about this journey. And so you're like, well, I may as well just like do me and do the things that I know are safe, and I don't have to take those risks, because why would I risk my heart? Why would I take that risk when all it's led me down, or all it's led me towards is heartache and tears and pain and confusion? So feminines, be mindful of where your head is at right now, especially on this really powerful portal of, 5-5. Okay, and actually it's 5-5-5 because May 5th, 2021, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. So it's a 5-5-5 portal. So look up 5-5-5 energy and tap into what that means and how that will be affecting us today. But I definitely feel like there's a huge shift. This is a shift that both masculines and feminines are feeling. It's unavoidable. All right, so let's get some energy for the masculines here. The masculines are being guided. They're being guided from all directions here. Their ancestors, they're being guided by the archangels. They're being guided by their higher self. They're connecting to God, whatever their God or their higher power is. They're connecting to like as above, so below. They want to bring this heaven on earth. They're really connecting to their divinity and to who they truly are on the inside. A lot of your masculines are physically different from you. A lot of your masculines, like mine, you're of different races and come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different upbringing. And so yet, rather than this being a wedge between you, it's actually brought you closer together and can continue to bring you closer together if you allow it. So the masculines are really tapping into this, their higher power. Guys, a lot of them are celibate at this time. So if you're wondering, if you're masculine single and you're wondering what are they doing, who are they with, they're spending a lot of time with themselves. They're spending a lot of time with their children and their family, but their families being, extended families, brothers, sisters of theirs, nieces, nephews. And they're spending time with some good friends who they trust and who they've spoken about this connection to. The masculines are secretive and they're deceptive, but not in the sense of trying to hurt you. They keep this connection sacred. They don't know how to express this or say this. So it comes off to the feminine that she's a secret and she's being hidden. But in reality, because I experienced this in my connection, in reality, the masculine is really playing it safe. Why? Like we had playing it safe, but he's playing it safe. Why? Because he wants to protect your union. He knows there's certain people that will understand and there's certain people that are going to brush him off, tell him he's crazy and put more doubts into his head. And he knows intuitively that this connection doesn't need that kind of energy. So the masculine energy is hard at work right now with connecting to that deeper truth and their higher power. I just keep seeing I'm connecting to my higher power. They're praying, they're meditating, they're going into nature. They're taking solo trips, like camping trips, meditation retreats, silent meditation retreats. They are starting yoga. They are really tuning into themselves in a way in which they never allowed themselves to do before. So what the pandemic has done for them is it slowed down their role. It slowed down their life. And now the masculines are, at first it was very scary. It was very overwhelming. And now they're able to sit with themselves and do, instead of just, let's say, drinking or going out and getting attention from, other people or overworking themselves or whatever they were doing. Some masculines were doing all of the above. Instead, diving into work to mask the problem that they're really unhappy. Instead, what they're doing is they are grabbing hold of life and they are facing life head on. They're actually facing their issues. A lot of them are also in therapy because I'm being shown a masculine who's sitting in a therapist chair and telling her or him about you and saying, I'm like defending you. He's defending you in every way possible. I know this is real. I did not make this up. This is the most I've ever felt for anyone in my life. I cannot get over this person, and there might be therapists who have tried to help the masculine get over you, but it doesn't work. Nothing works. And in fact, it only grows the love stronger. So both feminine and masculine are realizing at this time that the love is only growing stronger in the distance and in the time and space between the two of you. The masculine is letting go of these preconceived notions of what his life was supposed to be. This comes up a lot for the masculine, this card. So the masculine is like, I'm tired of being dragged along by other people's wiles, by other people's needs, by other people's desires, or I'm going along and being just a participant in someone else's dream. He's now wants to be the leading actor, the leading man, the leading woman. And he's choosing this door for himself. He's being led by his higher power, by his highest self. Spirit, tell me about the reunion energy here. Happy success. Need I say more? Happy success. So the consciousness that you're being asked to bring in right now, feminine, to encourage this turning of the wheel, to encourage all of this to come to fruition, this is all energy that we're sitting on right now. It's very ripe. Okay, it wants to be picked. That's another card that came out was, I'm going to show you guys. It was the ripeness card, which is the 9 of Pentacles. So that came out last night in my reading also. And in this deck, it's the ripeness card. And I thought, how fitting, because it's that energy that goes along with the 7 of Pentacles that says, look, it's time. Just give it time. There will be happy success, and the fruit will be ripe. And when the fruit is ripe, that's when you're going to see the change. Because look, he's like, I'm so close. Look, I'm so close. This energy is going to lead to this energy. This is one of the clearest readings I've been able to do in a while. That's why it's important to take a day off. Okay, so happy success. So this is a man who is starting to believe in happiness. He's starting to believe in himself. He's starting to adopt the consciousness of happiness instead of the consciousness of lack. Let's go back here. I was going to use more decks, but I'm being called to be more minimalist lately and just use maybe 1, 2, 3 decks. Spirit, tell me more about this traveling card. Tell me more about the 8 of Wands energy. Queen of Pentacles. So, I'm sorry, Queen of Wands. Interesting. A lot of Wands energy, a lot of passion. And that came out in my reading last night. In fact, it was mostly Wands energy and Pentacles energy. So, the spiritual world, and that it's like the merging of the 5D and the 3D, because the 5D is the Wands energy, the 3D is the Pentacles. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. So we have this energy of a beautiful, beautiful queen sitting on her throne, and she's got the feast. She's got everything she wants. And look at this. The Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. This is actually a beautiful match. You're fiery, you're passionate, you're a wild stallion, you can't be contained. And there's a freedom too with the King of Pentacles. There's a freedom, but there's also a stability here. And the feminine really appreciates the stability that and the foundation that the masculine brings, that the masculine is building upon right now. But the feminine wants to share. The feminine's like, I want to share this feast with you. I want a partner. I think this is partly why we're going through this really rough part right now of the journey, where it's really like you go through the denial period of this connection, you go through the questioning period, you go through the sad period, the heartbreak period, you go through the anger, you go through the shame, you go through the guilt, you go through everything, the fears that it's never going to come to fruition, that you made it up all up in your head, and the fears of losing the connection and losing your counterpart forever. And then you come back to this place of acceptance. And then the place that we're in now is a place of, okay, I'm ready. I have done so much work. I know my masculine has done so much work, and I'm ready to see some forward movement. I'm ready for things to move ahead. I'm tired of this sort of fragmentation, this stagnation. So wanting to pull it all together, all the lessons that you've been learning over the past year and a half, really through 2020 and this almost half of 2021. And really just wanting to, let's just move forward. It's time that we break the stagnation. So we're all responsible for this with our energies. Spirit, tell me more about what is causing the stagnation from the feminine's end. Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about like the cultivation or the cultivating of an experience. And sometimes it's presented, the Three of Wands, as so much Wands energy, guys. Sometimes it's presented as waiting for your ships to come in, but not waiting. It's like, I know they're coming in. So know that they're coming in, trust that they're coming in. And Spirit actually wants me to read. I'm going to read from the book for this one. So let's get that. Going to be the last one. Hold on. You just look around, look into the eyes of a child, or look into the eyes of your beloved, your mother, your friend, or just feel a tree. Have you ever hugged a tree? I mean, hello, tree hugger, hashtag. And one day you will come to know that it is not only that you have hugged the tree, but that the tree also responds. The tree also hugs you. Then for the first time, you will be able to know that the tree is not just the form. It is not just a certain species the botanists talk about. It is an unknown God. So green in your courtyard, so full of flowers in your courtyard, so close to you, beckoning you, calling you again and again. An experience is something that can be filed away in a notebook or captured on film and posted into an album. Experiencing is the feeling of wonder itself. The thrill of communion, the gentle touch of our connectedness with all that surround us. The woman in this card is not just touching this tree, she is in communion with it. She has almost become one with it. It is an old tree and has seen many hard times. Her touch is gentle, reverent, and the white on the inside of her cape reflects the purity of her heart. She is humble, simple, and that is the right way to approach nature. When we approach nature in the right spirit, she has many secrets to share. If you haven't heard nature whispering to you lately, now is a good time to give her the opportunity. It's a very different explanation, a very different description in this deck than you would normally see for the Three of Wands. But definitely this is the energy of experiencing. Just for shits and giggles, I want to see what this deck says about the Three of Pentacles, because they all have their own interpretation. This says the situation you're inquiring about can succeed with hard work and good planning. See, it's a very different interpretation. You may receive recognition or an award for your great talents and skills. Focus upon work that involves your passion and carry it out to the best of your abilities. Additional meanings: creating something beautiful or of high quality. Being an artist, teaching others a skill. Yeah, this is really the card of being a team player. This is interesting that there are two very different interpretations. So let's go with the interpretation that this deck would like us to go with. So this is about what can the feminine do, or what is maybe holding this from manifesting, is the feminine needs to just experience life. Really just allow yourself to experience each day as it is full and whole, and stepping back from that lack mentality that something is missing, that something is missing, something is not here, somebody is not here. Stepping back from that energy and just trusting that this is exactly where you're meant to be at this time, and that everything is in divine order. I know that that's a challenge at this time. So, because I can feel and hear some of you sighing as I say that. Okay, let's what's up next for this? What is up next for this collective? Okay, they do actually want me to. Oh, okay then. Okay, we did that. We did that. What had happened was, that used to be my masculine and I would say that to each other. What had happened was, I miss that, man. Okay. So, let us, don't forget to give the video a like, my lovies. Please subscribe to the channel and tap the bell icon to receive all notifications. Otherwise, you don't receive any notifications. I don't know why, but that's how YouTube seems to work. Okay. And if you'd like to, tune into Patreon, sign up. I have 5 different tiers available. Read closely. I don't share all posts with every tier. It is a subscription monthly service. You get charged on the day that you sign up, and you get charged on the first of the month thereafter. So just want to be transparent. And if you do tune in today, if you're already a Patreon member or you decide to sign up, I'm going to be posting about the connection in deeper detail, especially in regards to just everything I posted about yesterday. Okay, that's way too many cards. It's just like, oh, okay, she's going to talk in the app and we're just going to flow out cards. All right, what is coming up? What is coming up? The near future for these connections. What is coming up? Thank you for the clarity thus far. What is coming up here? 9 of Wands. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage. Believe in yourself. Believe in who you are, feminine. You are the leader in this connection. Oh my word. The Sun card. This is phenomenal. Okay, this is huge. The 9 of Wands. Victory is yours. I just heard they actually are showing me, you know, that vision that I've shared with you guys before, where it's the masculine and the feminines, and you're standing like masculines, feminines, and you're facing each other. And there's some who have already paired up. We're all in different stages, okay, of the connection. And by the way, it's not like you have to go through certain stages. I don't believe that. I think you can make this journey what you will. You can make of it what you will. And you don't have to go through an extended separation. You don't have to go through this much stress. And I think those of us who are going through it right now are learning, and we're going to be able to teach future twin flames or the younger twin flame generations, that next waves that come up and that are born and that are coming into union, that it doesn't have to be this difficult. So we're the ones that are sort of like the guinea pigs, if you will. And that's why it feels so challenging, especially if you're a first waver. We're doing the brunt of the work. And that's not to knock second waves or third waves. This is not a competition, guys. My goodness. This is just to say that those of us who are first wavers are like, this is really, really exhausting. And those of you who, you know, are in some form of reunion energy, you're at this time, believe it or not, you're likely a second or third waver. And those of us who are still in some form of separation are very much likely the first wavers. It seems backwards, but it makes a lot of sense. So anyway, so the 9 of Wands, protect, protect, protect. This is a divinely protected union, but it's important. This is what I was saying. The masculines are protecting this union. They're protecting you. They're protecting. They don't talk about you to everyone, but there are key people that they are sharing about you in their life, because they need an outlet. They need a portal. They need something to, like, I need to unload this onto someone. I need to talk to someone about this. I feel like I'm going crazy. And if they've seen a therapist and the therapist doesn't understand it or is trying to brush this off, then they stopped seeing that therapist. They got a new one. They went for a spiritual therapist, or they went for a shaman instead, you know, or a coach, a spiritual coach. They just decided, like, this doesn't work for me. This is a part of my reality. This is a part of my truth. And I really think they're done denying the truth. But the masculines are very protective of this time. This is the fire dragon. So the fire dragons are protecting the union and ensuring that nobody fucks with the twin flames. Nobody fucks with these reunions and unions. So the Sun card, I mean, need I say more? This is definitely, I mean, it's like the happy success card. Like, need we say more? This is such beautiful energy. Beautiful, happy outcome, happy success. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. And so it is. And so meditate on that today. Meditate on this energy today. Meditate on all this beautiful energy, the joyous fun, right? The Eight of Wands energy, the planning and action energy. But make sure that you get your head right, feminines. Get yourself out of that deceptive energy. You're deceiving yourself. The Eight of Swords, an illusion of being trapped. This is the feminine's energy again. So I asked about future energy. Some feminines are going to choose to stay in this energy. And tell me about the other feminines, Spirit. Well, actually, Spirit, can you clarify this Eight of Swords energy? Okay, so for those of you who feel like you're stuck in this energy, or may feel like you're interesting 3 and 3, so 3s are significant for this group. So we have 5, 5, 5, and then the 3, 3 energy for this particular group. If you're just like, you've been stuck for a while, you feel like you're going to be stuck, or you continue to be stuck for weeks or months after this reading, and just like, I don't know how to get out of this. I feel like I can't do anything. I can't change this. I can't change the outcome. Seek the higher guidance. Seek the higher guidance. 3 of Pentacles. Seek guidance from your ancestors, from the angelic realms, from the higher realms. It's important that you connect. It's important that you meditate. It's important that you come back to your faith, because your faith, for this group, your faith is being tested in monstrous ways. And then the 3 of Cups, because on the other side of this, they're saying that what you can't see, the blind spot, is that there's a cause for celebration on the other side of all of this pain and all of this illusion. So what about the other group, Spirit? What about the group that is going to come out of this energy, that is going to free themselves very soon here, especially with this 5, 5, 5 energy? Tell me about that group. Tell me about that group, Spirit. Tell me about the other group who's going to free themselves. Wow. Wow. God, this reading is blowing my mind, guys. This is also one of the longest readings I've done. I mean, I usually do like 45 minutes, 40 minutes, but now we're going on almost 50 minutes and I still have energy. My jaw gets tired because I have TMJ that I'm healing through craniosacral therapy, but my goodness, my jaw gets tired from talking, but I don't get tired from talking. I want to talk all day. That's why I have to also limit the number of readings I do, because when my jaw gets tired and fatigued, I get tired and fatigued physically. So I have to be mindful of the amount of readings I do a day. Unity energy. Need I say more? My goodness, the Sun, the unity energy, the 9 of Wands, oh my gosh, 9 of Pentacles. I mean, look at this. Beautiful King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, 3 of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. So for those feminines who are ready to let go of this illusion, the 8 of Swords energy, ready to let go of this, deception, self-deception, and this sort of back and forth, and the playing it safe energy, and like the hidden motivations of pretending like you don't actually want a future with your masculine, pretending even to yourself, lying to them, lying to yourself, lying, I don't want this, I don't need this, I can find something else. If you're lying to yourself, it's going to it's kind of like when the scorpion stings itself. It's gonna be bad. It ain't gonna be fun. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit, girl. Don't do that shit. Because what is actually coming through when you break through that is unity. Union. Bam. I'm going to stop there because there's nothing, what else? There's nothing else that I could say that would supersede the union energy. There's nothing. Guys, I really hope that this has given you some clarity. I really felt the need. I really felt the need to come in and do this reading today. It was just very, very intentional, very focused energy. And I just hope that you guys are taking good care of yourselves. I hope that if you've been feeling any of the energies that I've been feeling, that this energy, is like a warm hug and just wraps you with comfort and security in this connection and in where all of this is heading. I send you guys so much love and grace on this journey. My goodness, God knows we need grace. God bless and take good care, and I will see you guys all very soon.